Hey folks, this is going to be a quick off the cuff video here because I'm just, leveling up on my Spectre build. Played quite a bit on the first day, then I had to take a bit of a break on the second day because I was just frustrated with the game, and I wanted to talk a bit about my frustrations playing minions in the new patch, and also more specifically about one particular Spectre mechanic that I think is really awful and needs to be changed. I think minions in general are fairly weak. There's been lots of content creators talking about that, so I'm not going to go into that because that's been talked at nauseum. But I do want to talk about this Spectre mechanic with the spirit and the summoning spirit here. So as I move there, you see things that get caught, like lag behind, they follow you as like a spirit form, and then if when their spirit comes out of the spirit form, they're next to you, they just summon right next to you. But if you're not next to them when they come out, they spawn as like a spirit on the ground. So let me just go ahead and do this right now. So okay, there it goes. Okay, so as I'm walking now, one of my minions is stuck there on the ground. And what do I have to do to get this guy back into the fight? Like, let's say there's a bunch of monsters here and I need him back in the fight. I'd have to walk over here and get him back. So now I've just backtracked to get that guy, right? This is an incredibly frustrating system. I don't know why they implemented this. It is beyond me. It is so painful to be constantly backtracking. Also, here's another two problems with this system. Number one is that if your guy summons off screen, okay, let me see if I can get to happen here. Okay, let's say I was walking, I saw those other two guys come in, right? But I didn't see this guy here. If I had a bunch of things going on the screen, I would have no idea that this guy didn't come with the rest of the squad, right? I just have to start counting up the bars and just hope that I notice, right? But there's no indicator to show that he's not there. And if I walk over here and he's off screen, how would I ever know? And I think a big issue with this is the fact that nothing changes up here when they're in spirit form. So it says I have 4 Spectres, but in reality, there's only 3 Spectres here. So I've lost 1/4 of my damage because one of the Spectres is on the ground in the spirit form. So now eventually, if I get far enough away, it'll come back again. There you go. So 2 of them came back. That guy who was over here, he's summoned. And when I walk close to him, now it resurrects him in that spot. Honestly, I think this system is terrible. It's just so counterintuitive. Nowhere, I don't think it says anywhere that even happened. So, like, I didn't even know what was happening for the first bit. Like, I swear I must have played Spectres for, like, 10 levels without even realizing that this was happening. Yeah, it's just not obvious. And so many times, like, I'm just, like, clearing stuff, and then I'm like, why is my damage so low? And then I look, I'm like, where are all my guys? And then I, like, step back, and I like, move the screen up, and then I see, like, oh, there's a guy who's, like, caught back there for some reason. Just an awful, awful system. The reason why I wanted to make a video on it is because I just wanted to get it out there about the system, because the Spectres are actually pretty cool when you get them going. This Forsaken Miner build is pretty cool. You get all the bombs and whatnot. But, they're a slow minion, and they suffer from this a lot because they're a slow minion, right? So here it goes again, right? Like, the damage isn't too bad, I'm blowing stuff up, right? Feels cool. But then 2 of my, I could have literally double damage if those guys were in that fight, right? That was my damage with 2 out of 4 Spectres. If I had all 4 Spectres there, it would just, I throw out 4 sets of bombs, and that whole pack would blow up one shot. But because I'm only throwing out 2 sets of bombs, it takes longer to clear than it should. So yeah, that's all for today. I just wanted to let people know about that Spectre mechanic. I think it's bad. I think it should be removed. And if it's not going to be removed, there should be some active skill that, like, summons them to you, and maybe that's what they need to do with the active, because right now there is no active for the Spectres. Maybe the active is to, like, click to summon the spirits back to you or something like that. Maybe that's the solution. I don't know. But yeah, minions are undertuned. Monsters in the game seem like they'll run you down, and it'll be really tough. Your minions die pretty quickly, and then even when they're not dying, they get caught behind you and get stuck in spirit form, and you do no damage. So the build's definitely not feeling good. And yeah, it's no surprise. All right, so that's it for the video today. Just wanted to get that out there, have people start talking about it, and I'll talk to you guys another time. Cheers.